She was born heir. She was groomed for duty. Then, the kingdom froze. A fairytale wedding. That broke the internet. Princess Leonor's fairytale wedding breaks internet records. Her Royal Highness Princess Leonor. Long destined to rule, but nobody expected this. At barely 20, she stepped into a fairytale no one saw coming. The world watched. The world paused. And the internet exploded. From the moment the engagement was whispered in palace corridors, to the first tearful vow, to the viral balcony kiss, this was not just a royal wedding. It was a story that rewrote history. She grew up under the golden weight of tradition. Her childhood photographed in palaces, her adolescence framed in formal portraits. Leonor carried with her more than a name. She carried a future, the hopes of a nation. Yet, for all the royal expectation, she was still a person, with hopes, fears, and a heart ready to love. When the world first caught wind of her betrothal, speculation swept across social media forums. Some said she'd marry within European royalty. Others quietly wondered, could this be more than politics? Could it be passion? When she announced her engagement, it wasn't just another alliance. It felt different. It felt real. That realness was exactly what unsettled royal watchers. For in a time when monarchies are scrutinized like never before, Leonor's wedding became not just a personal milestone, but a public event of seismic proportions. The planning was discreet. Not a media circus, but a whispered elegance. When she walked into that chapel, the world seemed to hold its breath. She wore a gown that seemed spun from starlight, delicate lace, shimmering threads, a train that seemed to float. The tiara, heirloom, centuries old, rested gently atop her hair, as if placed there by time itself. Alongside her stood her beloved, chosen not for politics, power, or alliance, but for a connection deeper than protocol. Their vows were sacred, not just promises of duty, but pledges of love. And when they sealed them with a kiss, cameras flashed around the world. It wasn't only royal photographers, millions were watching live streams, sending virtual roses, flooding social media. Within minutes, hashtags exploded. The ceremony's video broke online traffic records. Within an hour, the wedding had trended in every corner of the globe. News outlets scrambled. Royal correspondents called in reinforcements. Every frame became a meme, every glance a headline. But beneath the fairy dust glimmered tension. The monarchy watched its future queen navigating not just love, but scrutiny. There were critics, those who saw the spectacle and whispered of excess, of distraction from duty. There were political voices calling for transparency. Who paid for this grand affair? What did this wedding mean for the monarchy's future? And yet, for many, Leonor's wedding was a moment of unity. A shared breath of wonder. A reminder that in a fracturing world, a fairy tale, real or imagined, could still touch hearts. Her parents, King Felipe and Queen Letizia, watched from the sidelines, their eyes both proud and fragile. This day was the culmination of their hopes, but also the dawn of a new era. Leonor, once a princess, now a bride. Soon, she would be queen. In the days that followed, the internet kept buzzing. Videos of the first dance racked up millions of views. Fans recreated her bouquet, her hairstyle, even the soft arch of her brow under the chapel lights. Influencers posted reaction reels. Royalists made art. Teenagers on TikTok lip-synced to her wedding vows. Commentators debated whether this was monarchy or pageant. Yet behind the sparkle, Leonor remained grounded. She thanked her people for their love. She recognized the weight she carried. She promised to serve, not just as a symbolic figure, but as a leader who understands that royal duty and genuine love can coexist. The wedding also sparked deeper conversations. Was this a new model for monarchy, modern, accessible, emotionally resonant? Or was it a grand spectacle masking an institution out of step with the times? Some saw it as renewal. Others saw it as reinvention. And through it all, Leonor and her spouse faced it together. Their partnership, forged in secrecy and splendor, became a symbol that love could thrive even under the glare of global attention. As the credits rolled on that magnificent day, one thing was clear: this was more than a wedding. It was a turning point. A story told not just by royal historians, but by everyday people glued to screens around the world. A moment when tradition and modernity danced in harmony, and when a young princess stepped into her destiny, not alone, but with love. Princess Leonor's fairytale wedding didn't just capture headlines. It captured hearts. And in doing so, it broke the internet, in the most royal way imaginable.